Hey, what's up? Welcome. You are listening to TC the G Radio, Season 2, Episode 8. I am TC the G, broadcasting directly from Tijuana, Baja California. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to have a great time. The topic of conversation for today's show: call centers. I chose this topic because I came across a poll post on Facebook, like one of those polls. The young lady that posted that poll was asking which call center was the best option. And she listed like a bunch of call centers, including the most popular ones here in Tijuana. Here, let me read it to you, okay? Let me read the post to you. The post says, I have seen so many ads for call centers and companies that are not call centers but have a contact center as part of their company. But I do not see any applicants that seem interested in any of the openings here or anywhere. It's dead. What would be the best option? And then she listed Intagon, Confie, TriSource, Telvista, Taskus, CCSI, Vervent, Advantage, USA Clinics Group, Promocall, Serial, ProProfit, OCS Outpatient Call Solutions. And the young lady's name is Brenda Gutierrez Sandoval. So shout outs to her because I actually, I'm using her post for this show. So I did go in there and I actually left a comment on her post. And then I'm going to read that to you as well. And it says, all call centers suck. Just go in there and make your money. Put your money aside and start your own business or go to school. People are just a number to these companies. They just want to squeeze all they can out of you. They are middle class sweatshops, maquilas. Don't let them convince you otherwise. That's just part of their gaslighting tactic. Keep your eyes open to this reality. Know your worth. Use the system instead of letting the system use you. So there it is. Now, keep in mind, I have worked for some of these call centers, like some of these that are listed, I have worked for them, and other ones that are not listed. And I have also not worked for some of these ones, right? But overall, like in my experience at the call centers, since I got here to Tijuana, when I first got here, it was in 2016, and it was May 2016. So during May, all the way to December 2016, I was taking care of my grandpa, okay, until he passed away on New Year's Eve of 2016, going into 2017. So I was at home pretty much taking care of my grandpa, just, taking care of the family, taking care of my son. I would get paid sub money from my family members, like my aunts and things like that, for me to take care of my grandpa. I wasn't getting too much. I was getting like 600 pesos a week. But, it made me happy to take care of my grandpa. So I feel like, that was like nothing could ever replace that feeling. It was, I just like doing things that are meaningful. And, my grandpa needed the help. And it was a whole spiel, a whole scenario with my mom. She had a dirty ass house when I got there. Like, I don't mean just like dirty. I mean like feces and like pee on the floor, like from her pets that she wouldn't clean up. Like it was a mess. And my grandpa was living there. And so, like, as soon as I got there, I had to like fucking do damage control, for everything that was going on. And it caused a lot of trouble because, I didn't really click with my mom and things like that, but that's not really the point of the show today. But overall, that's what I did from 2006, during 2016. After my grandpa passed away, 2017, New Year's Eve, after that, I got into the call center thing, right? So ever since then, I have been in the call centers and I have tried a lot of them, right? There's only one call center that I always go back to, which is the one where my first call center that I actually was, officially hired at, TJ Call Centers. I made a lot of friends there, a lot of homies. We were getting along. Like, there was good vibes there, right? So shout outs to them. Like, they always looked out for me whenever I would hop out of these other call centers that were like fucking so much worse. At least where I was at TJ Call Centers, like, at least there they treat you like it's more like real. They're like more like hood, right? So like they're like more raza, right? So they don't really have the whole corporate thinking, like, they just let you know you have to be here on time, like they lay it down to you the way it is, right? They don't try to play no little games. And then the other call centers, all the rest of them that I've been at, they play those games. They play the mind games that do this and we'll give you this, but at the end they don't really give it to you, like incentives. So I have also been part of management, which gave me an insight as to how management really sees the employees. And let me tell you, like out of the mouth of an HR lady, she stated that that the call center was really a máquina. She said it herself. She's like, no es una máquina, pero es como una máquina. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a sweatshop, but it kind of is a sweatshop. So, I mean, I didn't need her to tell me that because I already had figured it out, right? Since when I started being in the call centers, her comment just kind of solidified what I already felt in my spirit. Because if you look around, like when you're in a call center, like the way they treat you is like you're a slave and you have a slave master. Like they even try to limit like the time you used to go to the restroom. Like recently I was being a trainer, and I was in a training session, and one of the main people from the main people, they were saying that you only have from the main owners of the campaign, because we're outsourced. They're outsourcing with in Mexico. We are the company they outsource to. So the main people, they were saying that we only have like 2 minutes to use the restroom. The agents did 2 minutes, or else you get like a write up. That's too much. That's almost like borderline abuse. How can you really tell somebody that you can only use the restroom for 2 minutes? What if you have to do number two? Like really 2 minutes? It's like you have to go quickly and come back in, or else you get a write up. It's like that's some slave shit. That's some slave shit. And I know I'm the trainer there, and maybe being there makes me part of it. But I always try to tell the guys to stand up, to speak up. I don't ever just go along with whatever they say at the company. Trust me. That's why I always end up leaving these places, because I don't play those games. I'm not the type to wanna. I don't have that kind of. I don't have that spirit in me to wanna abuse people for money. Like, if anything, we should be working as raza together and try to see what way we can fucking, if anything, fuck these people over. Like, a way where we can play the game in a way where we all win. Like, all the raza, right? But a lot of people don't see that. They just want to be like fucking, they want to be the house slave. You know how they have the house slaves and the field slaves? They want to be the house slaves, the ones that get the perks, and everybody else just works. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a problem with working. It's fine. We all have to work. But come on, like those kind of conditions for work, they're not right. They're not right. 2 minutes to go to the restroom. And then also when it comes to like the metrics that a lot of these people use, like a lot of the call centers, they're like unattainable. They're like unattainable. They're kind of like setting you up for failure. And there's some people out there, there's some raza out there that they're not like, I consider myself like a super strong person. Like I have like my backbone is like fuck a backbone. You know what I'm saying? So I stand up, but a lot of raza, they don't stand up. They stay quiet because they don't want to rock the boat, right? And that's why a lot of the times I don't last too long in the call centers, because I can't stand injustices, especially like when they're right in my face. Like I'm not the type to kiss ass. Like I'm not the type to kiss ass even if it comes to climbing the ladder. Like I don't give a damn about climbing the damn ladder. I want to see people around me being treated correctly. I want to see justice. I want to see us all win, not oppressing each other. That's not right. To me, that's heartless. That's cold-blooded. That's like fucking low. That's like low, super low for you to have that kind of spirit. And I'm not saying, oh, or judging them. It's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's just the truth. Now, if they want to be better people, they can work on themselves. Cool, work on yourself. But as of now, what I'm seeing is this, right? Of course, at the end of the day, we're all God's children. We're all divine. But when you're acting like this, I just can't stay quiet. I just can't. And again, back to the metrics, right? Like some people, some raza, they feel so bad in themselves. They're trying to like people please, and like it's kind of like they take advantage of these people, which is kind of like irks me more. Like they take advantage of them, that they're like quiet. They don't say anything. They don't want to rock the boat. Like they take advantage of that, which at the same time, it's the agent's own fault for not standing up, right? It's their own fault. But at the same time, these people are taking advantage of that. They're taking advantage of that. And then the rest of us, like me, that don't really play that game, we end up being like the black sheep. It's a crazy world out there, right? Like I have been like the black sheep so many times because I have been in call centers where I just don't agree and I speak up about it. I don't agree. For instance, I was in this first at the first contact call center, and they had a campaign for SeaWorld, right? And they didn't like that I said that I care about animals. They didn't like that. I ended up, they ended up letting me go, and they said they were gonna pay me what they owed me plus letting me go, which is like the liquidación. So I signed like thinking that they were saying the truth, and at the end, I didn't look at what I was actually signing, and it was la renuncia. And I was right there, like I was like, what the hell, like where's the rest of the money? And they're like, oh no, like they played me that day, right? But it's okay, like either way, the liquidación is only like a perk. I didn't really, work for it, but just the fact that by law, they owed me that. And they played me by giving me instead la renuncia. And I didn't read it. I should have read it, but the point is that they did it on purpose. They fucked me over on purpose. And I made a fucking big ass post on their first contact page, a big ass post, because what they did was not right. If your campaign doesn't like my personality because I care about animals, that's something that you need to do up. You should have charged them for my liquidación then, because that's what they were. That's why that's their responsibility, right? Because they didn't like the agent or whatever. But things like that, like because I said I liked animals and they wanted people, to sell the product, to sell the park. I was there honestly because they said that you were just gonna like sell like you were gonna like not really sell. It was like customer service, and you would try to like upgrade things, right? Which is kind of sales, but more than anything was like customer service. So I was kind of cool. I mean, I sold so many other things. I mean, somebody's gonna sell it anyway. I wanted to work, right? But at the end of the day, I did let them know I care about animals. If somebody would have asked me on the phone what I thought about the place, I would have told them don't go. I would have. So I mean, in the bigger picture, yeah, the company had the right idea. I wasn't going to be a good fit because I don't agree with their views. But if you owe me, you owe me. So pay up. Don't try to fuck me over of my money that the government has, there's laws. But anyway, I signed, so that was, out of the window. But just that call center was just like, wow, I just can't work with somebody that I just can't give good reviews to a company that's not doing the right thing. It's just not good reviews. And the other thing about the call centers that I have noticed, like like I said, they try to like play with your money, like do this and we'll give you this bonus. And like a lot of the metrics that they use, they're unattainable. Like they want you to be like perfect every single call, 100%, 100%. Like who is 100%? Like really, like you don't expect not even a tiny little mistake. And sometimes it's not even a mistake. Sometimes they try to just tell you didn't say it the right way. And it's not just the right way, it's the way they want you to say it. And it's like you can't but at the same time they want you to sound organic on the phone. So it's like, how do you want me to sound organic? Yeah, you want me to say specifically what you're telling me, although I didn't step out of the boundary lines, like I was still doing the sale, I was still doing this. You just want to like nitpick. They're like nitpicking, micromanaging everything. And at the end of the day, it comes down to taking your money away. And some of the call centers is like nonstop calls, nonstop calls, nonstop calls. So they're like juicing people. They're like completely juicing people. And I just think that we need to do better when it comes to these work environments. They're very toxic work environments. Like everybody wants to play the politics, the corporate politics. It's like, dude, we're here to work. To me, politics seems like such a little kid play game to play. We're here to work. If you're worried about all this politics shit, you're not a leader. You're weak. You can't, a true leader is not afraid to play fair. People that do all these games and mind games and gaslighting and all this and talk behind your back and try to set you up, that's weak shit. People that are scared. I trust and believe in the Great Spirit. Things are going to come out the way they should as long as I put in the work. As long as I do the right work, I get good karma. So eventually, these places are all, I believe, all of these places eventually, they're going to get burned down, you know? So I can't wait for that day because honestly, they just juicing people, they squeeze people. Yeah, of course, we need money. So, I mean, I can't lie about that. You get more money in the call center than a typical Mexican would, right? Like at a typical Mexican job. We get paid more for speaking English, which is good. I'm thankful for that. Honestly, I'm thankful for that. I appreciate it. But we need to work on the way they get managed. We need to work on the way they're handling the job sites. The way they treat people is not humane. They treat you like animals. That's not right. We have human rights. They need to have good schedules, good ways to treat people, the correct restroom breaks, the correct lunch, the correct hours. Lately, I've been seeing jobs that they want you to work 10 hours. 10 hours? That's not good for your health. If you do research, research this. The body is not meant to work for the maximum hours that is like recommended. It's only 6 hours a day because your mind, your body, it's not designed for that. So they completely suck our life out. And I have turned down jobs because they're all, oh, 10 hours. I can't work 10 hours. 10 hours to work, 1 hour to get ready, 1 hour to get there, another hour to come home. How many hours is that? That's like 13 hours out of my 24-hour day. Plus I have to sleep. That's minus 8 hours. How many hours am I going to get with my son? How many hours am I going to get with my family? Which is my son, my cat. That's not right. And I'm not the type person to I'm the type of person that I go after what I want. I know there's possibilities out there. So I keep going. If I don't like the job, I quit and I go to the next one. And a lot of companies don't like to see that because of the same reason, right? Because they know that you're not with the program, right? But my resume looks good because I'm a good worker at the end of the day. I'm a good worker. I don't mind working, like I said, but I want to work for the right people, for the right leaders. That's where I'm still looking for. That's what I'm still looking for. Because leadership here in Mexico so far sucks. It sucks. Like being a true leader, emotional intelligence. People don't have emotional intelligence. They're not mature yet. But they're given power and they don't know how to handle it. And then they start exploiting people. That's not right. And we need to look after each other. We're raza. We need to look after each other and take care of each other and make sure we give the right laws, the right breaks, and all this other stuff that I just mentioned, right? Because it's not healthy again for the body to be put through these type of scenarios. Yeah, you can compare it to other, oh, back in the day they used to work more. Yeah, but that's not really the point. The point is, it wasn't right either. It wasn't right. If it's not right, it's not right. That's all there is to it. If it's not right, if it's not right. If it wasn't right back then, it's not right now. It's not right. That's just the point of it. It's not right, and we need to stand up for our rights. We need to stand up for people. We need to speak up, not be scared of these punks, because that's what they are. They're punks. They don't know how to treat people. They're so disrespectful a lot of the times, like super disrespectful. They don't know how to treat you. They talk down to you like you're a kid. And don't get me wrong, there is some places, again, like I said, the call center that I go to, although they also want me to work there, right? Like nonstop calls. And sometimes the break is not even an hour. The lunch is like 30 minutes. Like, what can you do with 30 minutes? What can you do with 30 minutes? Really? I can't have a good lunch in 30 minutes. So I always look for places that at least, they better have good pay if I'm just going to get 30 minutes. So I always try to find jobs that are what I want in my life because I know there has to be God is greater than that. The Great Spirit is there's It's bigger than that, than closing myself to thinking this is the only thing that there is available. It's not. It's not. There's a lot of things out there. You just need to make sure that you believe that you deserve it. I know I deserve it. So I keep looking. I don't settle. That's the thing. I don't settle for these little companies that treat you like shit. I don't settle for that. No. Being in a job, it's like a relationship. It really is. You're there like a lot of the freaking day. You better make sure you're at a place where you're treated correctly, getting paid right, and and you feel happy. At least not so stressed out, where it's not damaging your mental health and your body, your overall health. Because like I said, all these hours of working, they're not normal. It's not normal. Look it up. It's not good for your health. It's not good for anybody's health. And they need to be more aware of that. And the government needs to make sure to implement these laws, the health laws, to the jobs, to the job laws, to the labor laws. Health and labor laws need to go hand in hand, one with the other, because us as a population, we matter, and they need to take care of us as citizens. And I say all of this not caring if I get fired from another call center, or if the one that I work for now, if they listen to this and they want to let me go. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. I don't care. I say the truth because I care. Because I care about people. Honestly, in my heart, I care about people. And I cannot stand all these injustices. It just irks me. Thank you so much for tuning in to TC the G Radio. I hope you enjoyed this episode. What are your thoughts on today's topic of conversation? Call centers. Let me know. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. Remember to tune in to TC the G Radio every Thursday at 11:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also connect with me on social media to get more of me and my music. I will leave all of my social media and contact info in the video's description. Again, thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and for allowing me to share this time with you. Take care. Saludos.